All right, so we're going to talk about the 5 winners of the Season 12 patch in absolutely no order. So first of all, we're going to start off with Winston. While there are no changes to Winston in this patch, Winston is still a winner. D.Va, one of the heroes that usually in the past has given problems to Winston, has been nerfed with the Defense Matrix revert. The reason why this helps Winston is that D.Va no longer is capable of staying in the fight as long, and with Winston ignoring armor and D.Va struggling against armor, Winston becomes the clear winner in this matchup. D.Va can still perform well against Winston comps, but it takes a lot more now to get that value. On top of that, with the recent buff to Zarya, you may see Zarya being played much more, and with that, Winston is one of the best counters against Zarya due to being able to prevent a lot of the damage and the energy farming that Zarya needs. Winston has been a consistently strong hero throughout Overwatch 2, and with the changes to armor making hard counters like Reaper worse against Winston, it becomes more about how you're playing and not just the counter pick. When a hero is able to dominate based off of this, you will also start to see more consistency, allowing for much more playmaking ability. Look for Winston to continue to be a dominant force in Season 12. Next, we have Hanzo. So you see Hanzo and you go, what do you mean? Hanzo lost a bit of HP, right? From 250 to 225. Well, the reason why Hanzo lands on my list of winners is because Hanzo can finally one-shot some heroes again. Before Season 12 and since Season 9, Hanzo has had to rely on damage boost from Mercy to one-shot most heroes. This new change to some heroes having 225 HP now allows for Hanzo to find a way back into games. One of the most frustrated moments for Hanzo players was seeing yourself hit a headshot and then not be able to do anything after. Too many times you would be super accurate on the first shot, but after that would watch the enemy run away and get healed. This will still happen with 250 HP heroes, but you should find many more limbs coming your way. You would find yourself sitting there farming 10,000 damage but have 8 limbs to go with it. Pair this with a recent buff to Mercy's damage boost, you may see more Mercy in your games. Having heroes to be able to one-shot now makes Hanzo a winner in this patch. Next up, we have hitscan DPS. With the nerf of D.Va and the reduction of HP in a lot of heroes, as well as a Mercy buff that increases damage boost, all hitscan DPS become clear winners. I could have went through each individual hero and added them on a list, but it felt like just putting hitscan DPS in one category was the play. If you're playing heroes like Cassidy, Widow, Soldier 76, Ashe, etc., you will find that things should be a bit easier now. Not only do some targets have less HP, you also have to deal with D.Va a bit less due to the Defense Matrix nerf, and on top of that, with Zarya being buffed, there's a good chance you'll see D.Va even less. How often last season did it feel like all you could do is shoot at the D.Va right in front of your face? This should be happening way less now going into Season 12. While D.Va can still do the massive amount of burst damage, the Defense Matrix uptime going back to 3 seconds makes it much easier for a window of opportunity to find the limbs or being able to demech the D.Va, something that felt impossible last season. With Echo and Pharah both at 225 HP now, it should be a lot easier to deal with flyers who can cause problems in a lot of ranks. This should lead to a huge uptick in win rate, and most importantly, enjoyment. Next we have Lifeweaver. Since the release of Lifeweaver, Lifeweaver has been a hero that has gotten a lot of changes. Going from a hero that was considered the throw pick at launch, even in quick play, the hero is now becoming a consistent pick. In the Season 12 patch, Lifeweaver finally has some of the issues of the pedal resolved, allowing for more uptime and counterplay, but on top of that, saw the movement speed penalty removed from a full HP heal, allowing Lifeweaver to continue to be a much better hero than at launch. The pace of Overwatch 2 was generally a very fast game, and with Lifeweaver trying to min-max your heals, it felt like at times your teammates could easily line of sight your heals. Not having that movement penalty now allows for a lot more pre-healing. Pre-healing is essentially when you have a heal ready to go and can use it whenever you want. So you just hold the max charge and then heal your teammate. Beforehand, when you did this, Lifeweaver would get slowed down, and if anyone on your team was not on the same pace as you, it became very common to miss out on the heal. They might have went behind a wall. This should allow for consistently larger heals on your teammates and gives you an extra bit of healing power. Pair this with the continued focus on Lifeweaver's damage, which at times is underrated. You have more opportunity to stay within a team fight. And now, when your teammate accidentally steps on your pedal, it's no longer a wasted cooldown. On top of all that, Lifeweaver's new passive constantly gives you a full HP heal, which allows for you to switch back and forth between damage and healing seamlessly. With all of these recent changes, Lifeweaver has gone from a heal bot style support to a constantly engaging and in the team fight type of hero. Look for Lifeweaver to not only be extremely fun now, but also allow for more playmaking to set yourself up for some wins. Lifeweaver should continue to see more playtime now, and in my opinion, should be even more fun to play. Lifeweaver enjoyers will be very happy. And then finally, we have Mercy. Now, just like with Hanzo, you may be wondering, why are we adding Mercy in here after the 25 HP nerf? I still think Mercy, a hero you see in a lot of games, will only benefit from more of these changes. Mercy has more healing, now going from 55 HPS to 60 HPS. Combine that with the previous patch that heals tanks for even more with the change to the DPS passive on tanks that makes it only a 10% healing reduction instead of 20%, and on top of that has gained an extra 5% on damage boost. I know, that was a lot. Mercy is a hero that greatly benefits from hit scan being really good, and on top of that is always a great option for some of the mobile DPS heroes like Echo and Pharah. With Echo and Pharah having 225 HP now, it is even more likely players on those heroes will want a Mercy. Not only will the added damage boost benefit them, the new HP means that it becomes a bit more difficult to be an unpocketed Pharah/Echo, something that became very common this recent season. Mercies should see a great benefit from a lot of these changes. And then, I'll give you an honorable mention, just because we got Lucio, and why? Lucio has more damage now. Therefore, Lucio players will now be happy, which is good to see. I know that was a change that was very confusing, where it was like, why are you reducing damage? Obviously, Lucio loses HP to kind of stay on track with everything else, but now you have more damage, so for the Lucio players who like to go do a bunch more damage, you got that now, because you went from 18 to 22 damage. All the Lucio enjoyers are going to have a good time. I decided to add one losers category, and honestly, it's not even truly a loser in this patch. It's more just a frustration point players will have to deal with. That would be any hero that has to consistently deal with Sombra. So, Sombra in this Season 12 patch, while losing 25 HP, actually gained a bit of power. To summarize, Sombra in Stealth has now gone from 45% bonus movement speed to 60% bonus movement speed. But that's not just it. Sombra also gains more damage now on the impact of Virus, going from 25 damage to 35 damage. Now, you pair that with a bunch of heroes who now have 225 HP, Sombra becomes even more lethal in those burst damage situations. I still think Sombra will have great moments and bad moments, but one thing is for sure, dealing with Sombra has become a bit more difficult. Let me know your thoughts on this video. What are some heroes that you think are winners and losers in this patch? How have you been feeling about the patch? Let us know in the comments. I hope you all enjoyed the video and have an amazing day/night.